Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Yoga takes you into the present moment, the only place where life exists. Patanjali, vegetarian. Venerated enlightened master Patanjali, vegetarian, and the Yoga Sutras. Continue watching to find out more.
Namaste. That is hello in Hindi. I am Yami. With joy and admiration, the sincere Indian people wish that you may continuously thrive in God's wisdom and divine embrace. It is our honor to present today's program entitled Venerated Enlightened Master Patanjali, Vegetarian, and the Yoga Sutras.
Progress in meditation comes swiftly for those who try their hardest. Patanjali, vegetarian.
Maharishi Patanjali was a venerated Indian sage who lived sometime around the 2nd century BC. He compiled the Yoga Sutras, widely considered the foremost text on yoga, which offers a system for attaining self-realization. Many legends surround Patanjali's origins. The great sage is said to be Swayambhu, or self-manifested, a highly evolved spiritual being who incarnated into a human form to help humanity. Patanjali is professed to be an incarnation of Lord Shesha, the thousand-headed serpent ruler who represents omnipresence and doubles as the guardian of Earth's hidden treasures. Lord Shesha is sometimes referred to as Ananta Shesha. Ananta is a Sanskrit term which means endless or infinite, symbolizing the embodiment of wisdom expanding without limit. The story goes that while watching Lord Shiva's cosmic dance, called the Tandva Nritya, Lord Vishnu became so immeasurably heavy that his disciple, Lord Shesha, who acted as his reclining couch, started gasping for air and almost dropped his master. When the performance ended, Lord Vishnu's body became light again. When Lord Shesha asked about his master's sudden transformation, Lord Vishnu explained that he had entered into a yogic state of oneness with Lord Shiva during the dance, creating corresponding vibrations in his body that made him heavy. Fascinated, Lord Shesha pleaded with his master to teach him yoga. In response, Lord Vishnu revealed that Lord Shiva would soon confer his grace upon Lord Shesha, tasking him with taking a human birth and composing a treatise on Sanskrit grammar. Lord Shesha would also be able to master the art of yoga and dance and spread it widely across the land. Elated, Lord Shesha entered into a meditative state to ascertain the identity of his mother-to-be and beheld a vision of the Yogini Gonika. Meanwhile, on earth, a devout Gonika was practicing tapasya or austerity and meditating. Thinking that she would soon pass on, she prayed to the sun god Lord Surya as a last resort to grant her a son worthy to inherit her yogic skills. With eyes closed in veneration, she made a devoted offering to Lord Surya with water she had scooped from her palms. When she parted her eyelids, to her utter amazement, there appeared in her palms an infant with a snake's tail. the child, an incarnation of Lord Shesha, prostrated to Gonika and asked to be accepted under her motherly care. Yogini Gonika named her son Patanjali, Pat denoting falling from heaven and Anjali indicating prayer. Thus, Gonika fully transmitted to Patanjali her entire yogic knowledge and wisdom. Benevolent viewers, will resume our program after a brief message here on Supreme Master Television.
Yoga takes you into the present moment, the only place where life exists. Patanjali, vegetarian.
Welcome back to venerated enlightened Master Patanjali, vegetarian, and the Yoga Sutras. Students from all over India came to hear Maharishi Patanjali's teachings. According to legend, the sage would preach from behind a screen. He spoke not a word, and none of his students would see him. Yet, people would depart with an understanding of yoga. There were two rules. No one could look behind the screen, and no one should leave the class until the lessons were over. But one day during class, a student stepped out of the room to relieve himself. After he had left, another lifted the curtain to have a glimpse of the master. At that moment, all the students in the hall were turned to ashes. When the remaining people returned, he was mortified and sought forgiveness. The master pardoned him and agreed to impart the teachings to him. But because the student broke a rule, he would be turned into a Brahma Rakshas, a ghost, and hang from a tree until he could pass on the teachings to someone. The ghost endured his fate for many years. Finally, out of compassion, Patanjali disguised himself to become the Brahma Rakshas' disciple and liberate him. Supreme Master Chinghai answered some questions about this parable during an international gathering in 2009.
The curtain is a symbol of that you don't truly know the real master. You are covered, you see? You learn just partially. And the true master you don't really know. You see the master as a body sitting here, for example. If I'm a master, that's all you see. You see? As if a curtain has drawn between you and the master. And you don't really know it's a master or not a master. What the master truly look like inside. For the students, you don't know.
Actually, your body is already the curtain.
Yes, something like that.
But the rule that nobody should look behind the curtain, and if one surpassed this rule, then all the students were burned to ashes.
Okay. That is, after you initiated, you're all connected. Huh? If one of you ever penetrated, yes, and became so enlightened, yeah, and see the real master, the burn to ashes is mean just the destroy of the ignorance, of the physical ignorance. Destroy the ego. Not naughty, just one is more advanced, daring, and can become enlightened. Then everybody else get helped too, yeah? Because we are all connected, okay? So after you penetrate the curtain, that means you're gone.
Patanjali's Yoga Sutras detail 196 long-standing practices of yoga and spirituality. Originally written in Sanskrit, it was the most translated ancient Indian text during medieval times and was available in about 40 languages. However, it faded into obscurity for about 700 years. until the major influences of two prominent Indian enlightened masters, Swami Vivekananda and Paramahansa Yogananda, returned the sutras to prominence. Paramahansa Yogananda said,
His renowned Yoga Sutras presents in a series of brief aphorisms the condensed essence of the exceedingly vast and intricate science of God union, setting forth the method of uniting the soul with the undifferentiated spirit in such a beautiful, clear and concise way that generations of scholars have acknowledged the Yoga Sutras as the foremost ancient work on yoga.
The Yoga Sutras has 4 padas or chapters: Samadhi pada, meaning divine union or enlightenment; Sadhana pada, or the practices of yoga; Vibhuti pada, meaning supernormal powers; and Kaivala pada, which translates to liberation. The Yoga Sutras explain the 8 limbs of yoga leading to God realization: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. The first 2 outline moral principles that lay the groundwork for the elaborate inner practices to follow. Yama or self-restraint includes 5 principles of ethical conduct: ahimsa or non-violence to oneself and others; truthfulness, non-stealing; brahmacharya, meaning celibacy; and aparigraha or renunciation of greed. The second limb is niyama, referring to right conduct via self-discipline and spiritual cultivation. Niyama also has 5 principles: socha or cleanliness and seeking purity of mind and body; santosa, meaning contentment; tapas, meaning austerities and self-discipline; svadhyaya or self-introspection and the study of the higher self; and Ishvara pranidhana, meaning surrender and devotion to God and Guru. The next 3 limbs provide lessons on how to sit, breathe and withdraw from sensory stimulation. Asana refers to the rightful postures of yoga. The 4th limb is pranayama, offering guidance on breath control to awaken the life force. The 5th limb, pratyahara, refers to turning the mind inwards by withdrawing from outward sensations. The last 3 limbs illustrate progressive meditative states that will eventually lead to samadhi. Dharana is having one-pointed concentration and focusing unwaveringly on a single thought or subject. Dhyana, the 7th limb, is meditation and absorption in God or the higher self. The final limb is samadhi, the union of an individualized soul with the infinite spirit. There are 2 stages of samadhi: savikalpa, which is transient and conditional, and navikalpa, which is enduring and unconditional. In addition to the Yoga Sutras, Indian traditionalists attribute Patanjali to a number of other major works. These include writing the linguistic dissertation Mahabhashya on Panini's Ashtadhyaya, the Nidhana Sutras, an important text on the study of Vedic ritual, as well as other medical treatises. Patanjali is also depicted as a respected teacher of Samkhya philosophy. Today, the venerated Master Patanjali is aptly known as the father of modern yoga. In 2019, Supreme Master Chinghai revealed some fascinating insights on Master Patanjali.
I have been in this planet, oh God, a long, long time. Become kings and queens and founders of many religious monks and nuns order. I was also Patanjali. You know Patanjali, one of the very famous monk, founder of Patanjali spiritual school in India for monks. Very strict monk order. Okay, because sometimes they say they are monk and nun, but they married and all that stuff. But in the Patanjali system, it was very strict. Okay.
With deep admiration and reverence in our hearts, we thank Master Patanjali and all the enlightened masters for selflessly imparting their timeless wisdom and love to uplift our world. Noble viewers, it's been a pleasure to have you with us today. May heaven fill your days with joy and peace always.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/ls.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/ls.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/ls.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/ls.